What is up, everyone? This is Robert Mercado with the Power Life Protein. Glad to have each and every one of you here. You are here for the Tactical Tuesday, and I want to first welcome you all tonight. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope everyone had a great 4th of July,
for the Tactical
a safe
Tuesday.
one. Let me actually mute myself out on the other end.
Had a great 4th of
And again, I hope everybody had a safe and a fun 4th of July. I actually went to my brother's house and we had some fun there. We lit some fireworks, of course, right? That's part of the fun. And then afterwards, we kind of chilled out inside the house and I played the demo for them, right? A demo video for them. Because, you know, the thing is that while you guys are having fun and connecting and everybody's together, you might as well take advantage of those times, right? A lot of times, family may not get together as often as they should, right? We're all busy, we're all doing our things, we're working, we're building our business. And when you get together, you want to definitely take advantage of that time. So I'll go into that a little bit more detail. In the meantime, everyone that's here, if you have a question for tonight, today's going to be an open book type of training. Right, we go over a lot of different topics, a lot of different trainings on a weekly basis. I felt like today would be very valuable for all the members, for you, to be able to ask your question, right? We want to provide the most value to you being here on the team with us. So with you being here, what you want to do is ask your question in the comments, all right? So we should start seeing a bunch of questions there. No question is too, is not good enough, or no question is too good. Any question you have, there's an answer to it that'll help you to propel. It'll help you to excel in your business. And sometimes that answer is just that one thing that you may need to get into gear and start cranking. And it makes you feel a little bit more confident about your business. So as I'm sharing, the story of me, my 4th of July, and how I integrated eMagic and what we do here into that occasion, right? Into 4th of July, into the family. In the meantime, list your question below. I'll check on the questions in just a bit, but list your question below. I'm gonna serve the questions in a first come first serve basis. So I already see some questions come in, which is great. And we're going to be able to, I'm going to go over all the answers with you tonight, okay? So what happened was with myself and Allie and Samantha being at my brother's house, and we had my other brother who came from New York to stay in Florida for a little bit, so that's really good to have him here as well. It's like more and more relatives are actually coming to Florida. So we had a great time, and we were actually with my nephews, my nieces there, and they're really big on the YouTube, right? So they have the I think it's iTV or something like that, right? I can't think of the name right now. Apple TV. So they were watching YouTube videos and all of that stuff, and the thing is that when you're doing different things, you're going about your day. One question that I always ask myself that helps so much is, how can I be more productive right now? What can I possibly be doing right now that can help my business or help my teammates' business? What could I be doing right now? Is there anything that I could do? Okay, I'm in the house, we're celebrating 4th of July. What's a way that I could share what we do? And, it doesn't have to be salesy at all. I mean, it was a quick, nonchalant question that I asked my brother, because I had a little bit of a conversation with him before that about the water. And listen, guys, this is one business that I encourage you to feel great about sharing with your friends and family, right? There have been a lot of businesses that I've been a part of where sharing with your friends and family was not even a question. It was like, I don't want to tell them what I'm doing because they won't get it, they won't understand it. And all these other self-limiting beliefs we tell that runs through our mind that actually limits us. And those people in reality would love to hear the information and learn about it. But with eMagic and Power Life Pro and sharing the water here, guys, it's that much easier, right? I mean, I really want to encourage you guys that talking about the best quality water to anybody is possible. And it's all about sharing. It's not necessarily selling. So while we're watching the YouTube videos, some fun stuff and, you know, comedy jams and all that other stuff, I say, hey, bro, do you mind if I actually put on a quick, short, like 12-minute video that shares a little bit about the water? You know, that we're watching some videos. Why not, right? He's like, yeah, go ahead. So we play a demo video. Some of you guys asked for that demo link. I shared it in the Power Life Pro Facebook group. It's definitely effective. See, one of the questions that I want to answer, it's not even going through the questions that we have here in the comments yet, and I'm glad to see that you guys have a lot of questions, which is great. We're going to go into each and every one of them. One of the questions that I get asked is, Robert, what's the best demo that I could share? Like, what's the best demo video that I could show prospects? And the answer to that question, guys, is you doing your own demo video. That really is the best demo. And the reason why is this, is because, and we say this a lot on the team, you hear it from the leaders, you hear it from others on the team, people aren't buying into the products, even though the products are great, top-notch, right, hand-built, I mean, incredible. People are really buying you. If they connect with you as a person, they like you and they trust you, they feel that good energy, right, good vibes, they're going to feel a lot better about going into business with you or buying something from you. So with the question, what demo video, Robert, is the best? I would encourage you to do a video of a recording of you doing your own demo. And guys, listen, a demo video doesn't have to be all the different ways you could use the water. Today, actually, my mail lady came and she knows that we do well. I mean, she sees the amount of checks that come in. She asks us all the time, Allie, why are you two always running to the mailbox? And we built a good relationship with her, right? So she got excited and, you know, are these all checks? So she came over today and she's getting more interested every time. I think I was actually on the other side of the house and Allie answered the door and there she was, and her and Allie were talking. And while she's on duty, right, while she's working, I know she's limited on time. It's kind of like having a different type of pitch, right? When you are in a situation where you actually, in a situation where you are on an elevator, that's why they call it an elevator pitch, right? Where somebody has limited time, you have limited time. How do you explain your business, right? How do you talk about what you're doing? The simpler you keep it, the better, right? But the point is that you want to have different types of pitches, so to say, or different ways of sharing what you do. You have like a 2-minute one, you got maybe a 10-minute one, and then obviously we have the PLP video, which is it's about an hour where Adam goes in depth of the product, the business, everything. Incredible job with that video, right? So with her coming over, her name's Heather, she actually, I thought to myself, I said, you know what, while she's here, she's interested. And it's one thing for people to see, right? Because she watched the Power Life Pro video already. But it's one thing for people to see things on a video. But when they actually see it in person, like even for you yourself, when you actually came on board with Power Life Pro and Magic, right? You were excited. You said, man, that's great. I love the business. I love the product. I love both. And when you actually received your machine in the mail, I know me personally, I tested everything that was in the video. Right? I got fruits and vegetables and cleaned them out and, you know, saw what happened. And I got tap water and I filled it up and it turned like a greenish bluish. And the reason why that happens, just so everyone knows, is there's a chemical, there's something called lye inside that water, L-Y-E. It's funny, it's called lye, right? Because it kind of is a lye. You know, that's really in there to protect the pipes of the city, of the state, right? You know, protect those pipes, not our pipes in our body, right? It doesn't have our best interest. So the reason why tap water will turn a bluish greenish color is because of that in the water. It's called lye. And then what I did is I actually said, you know what? I got a few minutes. She probably got a few minutes now as well. So I did a quick chlorine test. So you have the chlorine tester. If you don't have one of those, pick it up. I believe you could get it right in the back office of Enagic. And all or in your local Enagic office, your regional office nearby you. And what I did is I actually grabbed a cup of tap water, and I grabbed a cup of, or two cups of tap water. And what I did is I took the chlorine tester and I poured it in the tap water. And what does the chlorine tester do? It actually will show you if the water has chlorine in it. And of course, pouring the chlorine tester, which I have it right here, right? The chlorine tester, it's a yellow cap. When you pour it inside of the tap water, it's going to turn yellow. That's the way it shows you it has chlorine in it. And of course, that's what happened. Then with the other glass of tap water, I had her put her 3 fingers inside the cup and hold the cup with her thumb, right? So kind of like that for 2-3 minutes. As we're talking, I'm like, you know, just put your fingers in there, keep your fingers in there for a couple of minutes, and you're going to see, you know, what happens. And listen, guys, truthfully, it works so fast. Within 30 seconds to a minute, you know, what happens is all the chlorine in the water, it absorbs into our skin. So when I took the same chlorine tester and I actually put a few drops inside of the water she had her hand in, guess what? There was no indicator, and the water didn't turn yellow. There was no indicator that there was chlorine, right? So what happens is it's all being absorbed into our pores, into our skin. That's what happens with the shower, right? Fluoride, chlorine, right? All of that is inside the shower water because that's just tap water coming out of a shower head. If you have the Anespa, if you don't, I encourage you to pick it up. And what happens is all of that water is hitting your body, so your body is absorbing all that chlorine, all that fluoride, and it's just not good for your body. So my whole point with sharing that is that was a quick demo. See, a demo doesn't have to be an hour long, a half an hour long. There are different types of demos. There's the chlorine tester, which I just shared with you. There's the tea tester, right? So what that is obviously showing with Kangen water that tea can actually be made without having to boil the water. Then another demo is with the ORP meter, right? If you don't have one, pick this up. You could actually search for it online. I got the Milwaukee one. And all you do is you would actually utilize this ORP meter to test the different waters and see where they stand as far as how, you know, are they antioxidant? You know, how much on a scale of, you know, antioxidant is the water? And you'll be able to tell that Kangen water is a very high negative number, which means it's a very good antioxidant. Other waters you're going to see they are higher in the 200s and 300s, right? The more positive it is, that's not a good thing, right? So soda, it's all the way up there in 700 in the numbers, right, range. So that's another quick demo that you do. You just take a few of the different waters, you pour it in a few, you know, each one in a cup, and then you take the ORP meter and show them the difference of how, you know, antioxidant the water is, or and show them the different numbers and explain to them very simply what that means, okay? And another demo is the actual, we got the tea demo, cleaning of the fruits and vegetables. So take some tomatoes. The sunset tomatoes are the ones that have the most pesticides and insecticides on them. They work very well for demos. And I mean, you could literally get organic tomatoes and you'll still see some of that come off of the tomatoes. So doing that is very effective as well. Literally taking the tomatoes, putting it in a cup, and then taking a little, 1 cup of tap water and bottled water, and then another cup of Kangen water. First bottle of tap water, you're going to pour it in, or bottled water, and then swish it a couple times, right? Back and forth. And what happens is when you're finished and the water's in the tomato side, take an empty cup and, you know, hold this cup to kind of so that the tomatoes don't fall out, and then pour the liquid inside the cup. So with tap and bottled water, what you're usually going to see is that cup is still clear water. There's no changes in it, and there's nothing been taken off because it's not strong enough, right? The pesticides and insecticides are like an oil-based substance. So regular water or bottled water, the molecules are too big to actually take that substance off, right? So those contaminants off. With the Kangen water, right, then you take the Kangen water, you swish it a few times with different or the same tomatoes, and then you'll see that you take an empty cup and you let the liquid pour in an empty cup, and you'll see it's a cup full of yellow liquid, right? And that is literally all the pesticides, insecticides that were on the tomatoes that we normally would eat on a daily basis. And that's truth right in front of you. Heather actually asked, well, how do people really know that the pesticides, insecticides really came off? Well, if you look at that cup and it's not clear water, you know something came off, right? And it actually is not, and that's what's coming off of the tomatoes, guys. These are on all different, foods and fruits and vegetables that we eat. So that's another demo that you could do. See, guys, you could do different ones. You could do one of them. You could do two of them. With Heather, we were actually able to do the chlorine test. We showed her, and we also showed her the pH test. That's another one, the pH tester. Literally take your pH tester, it comes with your machine, and get all the waters lined up, right? You can do it after the ORP meter test, or if you're only doing this one by itself. This one is impressive in itself. The pH is something you use in your pools, right? I mean, they could buy it at Walmart, anywhere. A pH tester is the same thing everywhere. And you literally pour it in each of the different waters, a couple drops, mix it up a little bit, right? And you show them, listen, the yellow and orange is on the lower scale, lower end of a pH scale, which means it's more acidic. And then, purplish, bluish and purplish are higher up on the pH scale, which is more on the alkaline side. And that in itself showed people that there is different waters out there. That's not only one type of water. I hope you guys get a lot of value so far. But that's what I actually, did. On July 4th, we were in the living room and we played a demo video, and the video did all of the explaining for us. So sometimes you may even feel like, well, Robert, I need to get more experience with this stuff and I got to become a scientist. Guys, if you know how to open a bottle and pour a few drops in each of the water, the results really show itself. Look at this one. It's yellow. That's on this side of the pH scale. Look at this one. It's green. So that's more of a neutral color, right? Which would be like tap water. But the reason why, again, it is a bluish greenish is because of that lye contaminant in it, or chemical in it. So you guys, it's really simple stuff, right? And even if you are at a point where, you say, let me share a video with others so they could watch the demo, then do that. Share one of the videos. There's a lot of them online. I actually particularly like the one with Mr. Pyesh. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. The link is in the Power Life Pro group. He's dressed very nicely. He does a great job explaining. He speaks very well, clear and understandable. And he does a number of different tests, right? He does the microclustering test. He does the pH test. He does the ORP test. It's really good stuff. So that's as far as demos go, right? Which demo is the best, Robert? Well, you know what? Record yourself doing a demo, because people are going to see you on that video and say, hey, that's Robert. I know Robert. Or yourself, right? And it builds that much more of a bond, that much more of a trust and a like. And listen, there are times you could show a video demo of someone else, like I just shared with you, because sometimes people hear things from you, but they need to hear it from a new voice. So when they hear it from a new voice, they're like, oh, okay, this stuff is really true. I've been telling you this for the past 3 months. Well, I needed to hear it from someone else. Sometimes that's the case. Let's go. I'm going to look into some of the comments. We got a lot of comments in here. Let me just look at you guys. What you guys going on? Hey, guys. Good to have you here. Okay. Are there going to be updated video webinars? They are more up to date other than the pre-launch webinars. Yes, John. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, all of the updated webinars should be inside of your Power Life Pro back office. If you go to the resources tab, if I'm not mistaken, I'll check as well with you. You'll be able to see all of the different recordings there. All right, so if you're not able to be live with us for a certain training, you can actually go to the training tab. And then once you're on the training tab, you would go to the bottom right where it says Live Trainings Archive, and you'll see all the different trainings there. Tactical Tuesdays, the new member trainings, right? And they're on and there forth, right? So we're going to continue to add to that. Let's see what else. I love working here. Can I have a shout out? Logan, good to have you here, brother. I love your videos, by the way. Logan's a great example. Him and his wife, they do absolutely great videos. And you know what is so great about it is that they are real. They are themselves. And that's why I'm able to connect with the video. It's not like they're trying to be someone else. They're like, hey guys, this is what we're doing. And they have their own humor in the videos too, which is really cool. Ringless voicemail phone script be updated. Anything with ringless voicemail, guys, it's actually very exciting, John, and you have some great questions. When we actually have our Power Life Pro event in Vegas, there's a lot of things that we're going to launch and share with you guys there that is very exciting. So stay tuned for that. Adam and all the team members that are actually team leaders that are working on the back end of that, testing it, myself included, is making sure that it's seamless for that when we release it to the team, everything is working 100%, and you guys are able to benefit from the results of that and also hear from our results as well. Let's see what else we got here. How do you become a sponsor? You simply become a sponsor by purchasing a machine and making sure when you purchase the machine, you selected that you are a distributor, okay? And Susie, thanks for the help there. I see that she commented if Logan is a distributor. It might be a different Logan. I'm thinking of, I believe, Ken Logan with the videos. What's the best way to get more leads? Talk to more people, Marvin. It is a great question. Guys, how you get more leads is by talking to more people, sharing what you do with more people, putting what you do on more social platforms, on more locations. The more your link is on the internet, the more places that you are going to be seen, the more exposure you're going to get, the more leads you're going to get. And guys, here's the thing. You don't always have to be focusing on promoting Power Life Pro and Enagic and the water business that we're doing. You may also want to take different avenues. And what I mean by that is create some content, create some value out there in the marketplace. The other day I did how to do live, Facebook Live on a desktop computer. Did that bring me a lot of leads? Of course it did, because it's a different avenue. People see I'm somebody who's providing value and content, had nothing to do with the water business. But the truth is that people reached out to me because of that training. They commented on that post because of that training. They thanked me. And what do I do with all the comments and people that comment and engage in my post? I reach out to them. What I encourage you to do is to put out some value into the marketplace. Put out a video of what you learned tonight and share what you learned for other people to learn it as well. See, people don't really care that you learned something from somewhere else or you learned it from your own experience. They are just they feel really good that you are the one that shared it. I always thought I got to be the one that's actually sharing the value. I can't be somebody who said I learned this here, I learned this that from this leader or this leader, because they're not going to look at me as that person, right? That's all self-limiting beliefs, guys. People will respect you, the fact that you share value from other people and things that you've learned from other leaders, so on and so forth, and they will still connect with you and feel really good that they learned it from you, and then they'll thank you. So I encourage each and every one of you that's on this training tonight, or if you're watching the recording, put out some type of value. You might think, well, Robert, I just got started. There's not much value that I could put out there. Like I said, share exactly what you're learning on this training right now. I was on a training and I learned from a leader, Robert Mercado, the fact that you should actually put out training and put out what you're learning on different trainings you're attending or different webinars you're watching, right? Don't wait for you to become an expert to share value, because the more value you put out there into the marketplace, people are going to appreciate it. I hope that sharing this with you guys encourages you to actually go out there too and share some value, right? That was just an example. You guys can really make it very simple what you share out there to the marketplace, and people will appreciate it, right? It could be either in a text-based post, or it could be in a video or Facebook Live, right? I encourage video because that's the next closest thing to actually being right in front of somebody, right, in person. Let me just grab a sip of water. I'm actually looking at some of the questions as well. You guys were waiting for me to do another 16 ounces there. I could tell. Hey, kudos to everybody who participated in the Power Life Pro Water Challenge. It's continuing to spread. The exposure is going more and more out there. You gotta, we gotta do things that are creative and fun. and also it got a lot of people out of their shell with doing videos, right? So kudos to you. I'm very happy and excited for you guys. Let's see what other questions we have here. What is the link for the Facebook group? Pete, you have it there. Thanks, John, for helping out there. There are several Tactical Tuesdays in the training library. How do you know which one it covers? Where do I find out how to set up a funnel, start to finish? David, the beauty about what we have here with the Power Life Pro system is that you don't necessarily have to set up a funnel. The funnel is already set up for you. So if you grab your links from the back office, that whole funnel is set up. And Adam and the team actually put a new feature that you can actually put in a custom video URL there, right? It's very simple. You would just click on custom URL, right? You click on that button, and then you put the YouTube link of that video inside of there, that spot, and it'll automatically play that video instead of the one that's, there already, right? So these are very simple things that you can actually utilize, and the funnel is already set up for you. As far as the training library, I would say click into each one. You can actually see what they actually entail. Usually they're titled. I know the ones that I do, I actually title them. So it kind of goes over what we're doing and what the training is about. Oh, good advice there, Susie. You could buy the chlorine test liquid at Walmart as well, $3.50. Very cool. Robert, do you know if Enagic will have machines in Las Vegas to make Kangen water? Not liking the thought of going 5 days without it. And you know how the airlines are about traveling with liquids. Very true, Tommy. Great question. Yeah, I would definitely expect that Enagic has Kangen water all throughout the tables in Las Vegas. This is a company that actually practices what they preach, and I love that about them, aside from many other things. I was at a Kangen boot camp when I first got started, and I know we're still new in this, right? Only 90 days or a little over, going on 4 months, right? It just goes by so fast. And they had Kangen water all around. It's funny because I have another bottle, and an Enagic bottle, and it was one of the smaller ones. So I would actually be carrying that water around, and I'd be sipping at it very slowly because I didn't want to run out of Kangen water. So when I found out that they had Kangen water there, I was like, yes, unlimited refills, which is cool. I needed that engagement, so much help. I'm glad to hear that, Marvin. I'm glad you guys are getting value. See, the power is, guys, is that I'm an open book, right? You can ask me any question, and I'll give you what I do. I'll give you my answers on what I suggest, what I recommend. And listen, if you follow those that are having success, you'll also have success as well. The truth of the matter is that each one of you is unique in your own way, right? The less you actually share with people when you're first introducing what we do to them, the better opportunities you have of them actually seeing what you do or looking more into it, right? If you keep it simple, that you aligned yourself with a new company and you'd like their feedback on what you're doing, can they give you their feedback? Sure, not a problem. Well, give me your name and number, or if you already have it, I'll send you a link a little later on. Watch the video and let me know your feedback on it. I like how David Sharp, he actually says, tell them not to focus on the business. For certain people that you feel like, hey, they're too busy, or they're too business oriented, or they're making too much money. Tell them, hey, listen, I want you to check out what I'm doing, but don't focus on the business. Don't pay attention to the business side. Just let me know about the product side. And truth of the matter is like David Sharp says, is what you tell them not to do, they're going to focus on that, right? They're going to look into the business side. It's naturally going to be something that's attractive to them. So that's another strategy. There was another question. Robert, I've been filling empty 2-liter jugs of soda with the water and bringing it into the office to share with my coworkers and with the security staff for the building. How much water do we share? Then what do we do after they drink and continue to drink it? Do we wait for them to ask how they could get their own, or give them the link with the water? Well, it's a great question too. I think this one I actually saw in the Facebook group. So with that being said, with any situation, guys, there's really no right way or wrong way to an extent. So what I like to do is, and I encourage you to do, if you're sharing water, because that's another valuable asset that we have in the business is with the machine, we have unlimited supply to samples, right? There are other companies that you could be a part of, or in the past that I've been a part of, where you have to purchase the samples, and that became a business expense, of course. Although with the water machines that we all have, it's an unlimited supply of samples. So kudos to you for actually doing that and sharing the water. What I would say is put people on like a trial period, right? Whether it be like 7 days, 14 days. I like 7 to 14 days. I mean, you could do 30-day trials. It's just, you know, the fact is the longer the trial period, the longer you are awaiting for that person to actually become a part of your team or buy a machine. Yes, it does give more time for them to feel the results, although for the most part, people feel the difference within the first 7 days, 14 days. I mean, some people immediately, they feel a difference. I know I did. As soon as I started drinking the water, I felt that it was a lot easier to drink the water. Right? It was a lot, I could drink a lot more of it. I didn't feel bloated when I actually drank, you know, 16, 20 ounces or more. And I was able to refill and go at it again. So those are immediate, you know, different results that I've experienced. There are some people that have certain health conditions. And of course, we can't promise or, you know, swear that these cure anything, any diseases or anything. Although it does, the water does, there have been a lot of testimonials where people have said that the water has helped their health conditions, right? So those may be other results that people get within a 7-day trial or a 14-day trial. And then what happens is if you don't set a trial period, they're going to expect to get water from you nonstop and continue to get it. So you got to set boundaries in your business as well and let people know that you're doing them a favor, right? You spent a couple of grand for your machine and you're willing to give them this water for free, right? Because we can't charge for the water. We want to stay in compliance. Free water that, you know, they appreciate it. They actually drink it. And there is a 7-day trial period or a 14-day trial period or a 30-day trial period. And if you'd like, what you could do is have a simple clipboard, have them put their name and number, and then you put the date they started that trial. And then every time you bring in the more water, right? Maybe if it's a 14-day trial, every couple of days, 3-4 days, if you're, you know, they're in an area or work where you bring some water and you distribute it, however you do that. If it's a 30-day trial, maybe once or twice a week, right? That you can bring water to them and you mark down the dates, right? And at that last date, you would let them know your trial is over. I'm sure you love the water. Now it's time for you to get a machine for yourself. Now, let's talk about the different options that are available, right? The different machines, they range from 1,500 to, you know, 5,000, or you could start at, they range from 2,500 to 5,000. Obviously, the higher price ones have more value and they last longer. They're built stronger. They have a lot more features to them, and the quality of the water is that much better because they're built with more expensive equipment, so on and so forth, right? So I recommend the K8, right? You want to say that. I recommend the K8. That's why it's important if you don't already have the K8 to actually purchase the K8. Even if you have another machine in the business, purchase a K8 so that you could say to others, I own a K8 myself, and you know that's the one that I recommend, right? Being able to say that too, it helps a lot for people who are purchasing. Because a lot of times you have people ask, well, which machines do you have? Or what machine do you have? And if you could proudly say you own a K8, you own a Nespa, you own this, you own that, then that's what you're going to feel more confident about sharing with others too. Does that make sense? So you would simply say, I recommend the K8. That one is the $49.81, right? $4,980. If you're the type of person that likes the best, let's go with that one. And you see how I said, let's go with that one? It's kind of like a question, but a command too. A lot of times when you ask a certain question, right? Questions could work for you or against you. They are, you know, smart people have all the right answers, but successful people have all the right questions, right? So if you ask a question like, hey, you finished a 30-day trial, I'd love for you to get a machine now. Are you interested in getting one or buying one? You're giving them an opportunity to say no. And anytime you ask a question where you give someone the opportunity to say no, where you could replace that question with another question or a command, right? A call to action, it definitely helps. So something like, let's get you set up with that new machine of yours now, right? Let's get you started with a machine of your own. You're taking command, you're taking charge. Feel confident about what you guys do here. Truthfully, you know, I have teammates, you know, at times they're talking to prospects and they say, well, the prices are a little too high. Guys, if that's one of the things that you're hearing, you gave them too much information, first of all, because see, here's the thing. If someone watches a video on a car, if you said you're selling a car and that person has never seen it before, and you tell them the price is $2,500 to $5,000, they're just going based on their own imagination of that car, right? You could describe it and tell them all about it, but they're really not seeing it, right? They're not touching it. They're not getting the full scope of it. They're not really watching a video about it or seeing it in person. If you show a machine that way, you have, you know, friends or family over the house, or like a 4th of July event, whatever it may be, any holiday, take advantage of that. But the thing is that it's important to encourage people to, you know, if they're seeing the machine, if you're describing it to them in a limited way, and you're telling them a price, they don't have much to base that value on that product you're sharing with them, the water bar machines, in their head, right? They're just thinking the price. That's all they're thinking, right? But if you actually show them the benefits or share a video, the PowerLife Pro video, or they see a demo video explaining what the water does first and the benefits and why this product is so important and all the different things it does, then what happens is you're giving that product a lot more value, right? It's like a value proposition, so to say. It's different perceptions, right? It's different perceptions, right? It's a perceived value. So if people see a lot more benefits and a lot more things that the water does that they could utilize. I mean, like my brother Joey and my sister-in-law Emily, they actually love the fact she plants a lot in the front of their house. So the fact that the machine produces a water that you can utilize to feed the plants, that was a big deal. The fact that, you know, they used to drink different types of waters, bottled waters, and showing them with the pH tester in front, like this is, you know, where that water stands on the pH scale. That allows them to see, like, wow, this has a lot of value. My mail lady, Heather, showing her the quick little demos and talking to her a little bit about what we're doing, and sharing the link. See, that was the first thing that I did. I shared the link with her, and she watched the video, so she got the value from that, and she knows what we're working with here, what we're talking about. So that's why it's so important, instead of explaining everything at first, is share with them your link. See, the better you become at an inviter, inviting people to seeing the PowerLife Pro link, right, the video, the better you become at inviting, and it's very simple and inviting. I want to share something with you that I'm doing, and I'd like your opinion. I'd like your feedback. Hey, are you looking to make some extra money? Sharing something of value. You know, there's so many different ways. I'm helping other people to create a full-time income from home. Are you open-minded, right? Those are questions that anybody's going to say yes. They might ask some more questions after that, but that's when you say, you know what, that's a really great question. That's mainly why we put together the video. It goes over who we are as a company, what we do, and how you can get started if there's a mutual interest in us working together. Does that make sense? Yes. All right, great. Well, I'll send you the video, and let me know when you watch that. I'll call you maybe an hour later, right? If you're speaking to them and you're sending them the PowerLife Pro video, then call them an hour later, because you know that's the length of the video. Me personally, what I do at times is I send them a short demo video so they get an idea of how valuable the machines are and some understanding of Kangen water and the different types of waters the machine produces. And I like micro commitments from people, right? So I like get to know, to send them information, short little bits to know, oh, that was cool, oh, that was awesome, some quick feedback, and then I would send them to the Power Life Pro video. There are prospects as well that I'll actually send directly to the Power Life Pro video. So you might say, well, Robert, what's the right way? What's, you know, guys, there's no right or wrong way, so to say. I would try each different way with different people, right? You can't tell the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't tell the wrong thing to the right person. So there are some prospects that I have that I share with them how valuable the water is, and they watch the video and all this good stuff, and they are just selling themselves why they're not interested. Oh, it's not awesome. Oh, I didn't like it. Oh, I'm not a big fan of, I'm going to stick with my water. I don't drink water. I mean, whatever you get, right? Some of these I'm just making up to be funny. Although you can tell when the person is not interested. And if you show somebody something of value and they're not interested, great. Leave that door open and let them know, I appreciate your feedback and how you feel. Do you know anyone else that may be interested? Or would you be okay with sending other people my way, knowing that this is what I'm doing and I'm available to help others as well with this? Sure, and will they send some people your way? Maybe, maybe not, but at least you always leave that door open and you keep that relationship, on a positive end. Let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna check the comments here. One more question. Do you know if the Magic Business Overview and the product demos offered on Tuesday evening are only for 6As and above, or will our ticket also allow us into that session? So I think I understand what you're asking, Tommy. The 6A meeting that we're having in Las Vegas that's taking place, well, first of all, you definitely got to be a 6A to attend that. There will be some of that content shared to our team, although you want to work your way towards hitting 6A because there's a lot of leadership material that is only going to be shared in there, and it actually it benefits you even more to learn the things that we're going to go over there and to be the first to hear it as well. That's the truth. I mean, if there's information, some bits and pieces that are shared with the team as a whole, it's always best to be the first one to know about it, no matter what. So work towards hitting a 6A if you're not already. And I hope that helps. Let's see what else we have here. So Tommy, just to let you know that your ticket, if you're a 6A, you'll be in that session and that training with 6As. You'll be able to get in and take advantage of that 6A training. Okay, many leads watch the VSL and click the button to get started and become a prospect, but then they flip out with sticker shock once they get to the order page. At that point, the majority won't take return phone calls. Any suggestions? Well, Jim, here's the thing. That's going to happen regardless. You actually rather that happen, because then if you're calling everybody and messaging everybody and they're all getting back to you, then you're putting in a lot of time for people that no matter what, they may not get started. See, those people that actually are very interested and are hot leads or prospects, right? At that point, prospects, because they filled out a form. Me personally, and Jim, you as well may be able to relate, and some other people that are on, if not everyone, when you see something that you're interested in, even if you don't have the money for it, you may actually be interested in asking if there are payment plans or what other options can we do to get started. Now, not everybody will. And what I would encourage you to do, Jim, and all you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is enough. If you've called that prospect, if you sent them a quick text, you emailed them, or you searched their email in Facebook and Skype, right? Because any prospect you get, guys, you take their email and you search their email in Facebook toolbar, right, the search bar, or you could also search for the email on Skype, and you see if they come up as a user. Some people rather talk online rather than on the phone, and that's cool. So I would encourage to reach out all different ways, not all at once. But what I would probably do is send them a quick text message first. And this is what I do. I say, hey, Jim, this is Robert Mercado. I wanted to personally reach out to you. I noticed you just watched the Power Life Pro video. And I wanted to and I noticed you watched the Power Life Pro video, and I wanted to personally reach out to you, right? That's how I say it. And then I would either get a response or I wouldn't get a response. If I get a response, then I'd continue the conversation, because I literally, whether you have a conversation with someone on the phone or via text, if you're saying the right things as far as the right questions, great. What did you like most about the video? Great. Are you ready to join a winning team? You know, great. Which machine are you looking forward to getting started with? Then they will let you know their objections and different things. Now, if you have somebody who doesn't answer your text, give them a quick call, right? If you waited a few minutes and you don't see they answered the text or a little bit, or you want to call them first and get them right on the line, you could do that. Hey, Jim, it's Robert Mercado. You may be watching the Power Life Pro video right now as we speak, or maybe you finished it. Where are you at right now? Oh, I'm in the middle, or I just finished. Oh, great. Okay. Well, again, this is Robert Mercado. I'm excited to be on the phone with you, and I wanted to help you to get started, see where you're at, what you like about what you saw. So please share with me. What did you like about what you saw on the video? They'll share some different things. Great. It sounds like you're ready to join a winning team. Is that correct? Yes. All right. Well, there are the different machines. Did you already see those machine choices? Yes. Okay. Which one would best fit your needs or best suit your needs? Well, I actually like the SD501, but it is a little pricey. I was thinking about going with the JR2. All right. Well, hey, listen, let me ask you, if the SD501 is something that you're interested in, is it just, the price that's making that difference in your decision? Yes, it is. All right. Well, here's the thing. Let me ask you, if you were able to purchase the JR2, outright, you're able to do that and you're ready to do that, right? Yes, I am. Okay. Well, there are a few options that we could do. You could purchase the JR2 outright, and I'll help you to get that started right now while we're on the phone, in just a few minutes. See, and what you're doing there, you're already pre-closing them. You're telling them what you're going to be doing in a professional way, right? So this is if you got them on the call. Jim, I'm going to get to the other different avenues as well if they don't even answer the call. Now let me ask you, by any chance, because we have different options, do you know your credit score, more or less? Because I say more or less because a lot of times you ask someone for their credit score and they don't know it. I don't know my credit score. I haven't checked it in years. More or less, just give me a ballpark, right? Because people know if it's 500 and under, or it's 600 and 650, or it's, great, excellent credit score. People know at least a ballpark of where it is. So I'll ask more or less where, ballpark, where is it? Well, it's pretty decent. It's 600 and up. All right, well, listen, hey, Jim, we could actually, another option is I could see what you get approved for, right? As far as if you want to go with the SD501, you can actually get approved for that machine and possibly may not have to put anything down. If not, then what we'll do is we'll actually go with the JR2. Here's the thing, guys. You never want to lean them towards an option that eliminates the other option, right? So I could have easily closed that sale and said, Jim, let's go with the JR2. It's a great machine. You'll love it. It's something you could do right now. You don't have to have any monthly payments. Let's rock and roll. I'm excited. And first step you want to do is go to enagic.com. Okay, you're there. Go to store, go to machines, click add to cart on the JR2, check out, fill out your information, boom. Put the sponsor information. Let me give you that information and walk them through it. Guys, walk the prospect through the sale, right? A lot of times you guys feel like you got to actually, send them through the Power Life Pro system. That's great if they get started through the Power Life Pro system. Although you don't have to, it's just there as a tool to help you make it easier, the sale sometimes. But if you got them on the phone, bring them to enagic.com, and then they put in your sponsor information and close the sale, right? Feel confident, guys. So let's say, so you guys with me on that? Is that valuable? Let me know in the comments, guys, if you're getting some value. I'll refresh the page in a little bit. Let's say they don't pick up the phone. If they don't pick up the phone, don't leave a voicemail, okay? don't leave a voicemail. The reason is because if you leave a voicemail, they're giving them more information not to call back, or you're letting them know who you are. And, oh, yeah, it's somebody about the system I was looking at in the Power Life Pro video. They may not have been interested, and maybe the phone call with you makes the difference. Hearing somebody on the phone, call them, right? So when you call them, don't leave a voicemail. Let them call back. And if they don't call back in a day or two, follow back up with them and call them again, okay? Because if you actually leave a voicemail, like I said, they know exactly what it's about, and you're giving them an opportunity to say, I'm not calling back, I'm not interested in that, or whatever, right? I mean, make it so that I'm curious, who was that called me? Give me a second, guys. Glad you guys are getting value out of this. That's awesome. So now, if they don't even respond with the phone, Jim, I mean, listen, reach out to them on Skype, reach out to them on Facebook, send them a quick message. I mean, Facebook, it shows you that they've seen the message. Sometimes if they have an iPhone and you text them, and you have an iPhone too, it'll show seen, right? So these are different clues to let you know if this person's not responsive and they're seeing my messages, is this somebody I want to invest more time into, right? And the powerful part is, guys, is that bringing everybody through the funnel with Power Life Pro, Adam and the system has emails that are sent out automatically, right? So they're following up with our prospects and keeping them in tune and kind of, you know, seeing where they're at, and hey, you watched this, let's get you to the next step, let's get you started. And then, so that's also helpful, right? Follow up. You can also send them a personal email. Take their email, go into your Gmail or Hotmail or Yahoo, right? It doesn't have to be an autoresponder or anything like that. And just send them an email. Hey, Jim, you know, I tried to reach you on the phone and a text, but I figured let me send you an email in case this is an easier way to get in touch with you, right? You don't want to say, you didn't answer my call, you didn't answer my text, and I'm trying to email you now. Come on, you know that's not going to get any results, rather than, you know, go away, I don't want to talk to you now. So you play it off. You say, hey, listen, Jim, I tried to reach you on the phone and I sent you a text. I figured I have your email. This might be an easier way to reach you. Shoot me an email. Shoot me a response back when you get a chance. I got some really good news for you. See, and that's something that I utilize as well. I have some really good news for you, right? If you guys want to write that down, I have some really good news for you, because people are interested and curious. What is that good news that Robert wants to share with me? And the good news, guys, you're not lying or anything. The good news is hey, you have an opportunity for you and I to work together. That's the good news. Let's get you started, right? You're not going to say that in the email, although that's really good news. That's awesome news. But you kind of just, you know, keep it simple. I got some really good news to share with you. And they may be thinking, oh, wow, you know, let me find out what that's about, or let me email him back. And most of the time you'll get an email back if that's the communication source that they respond to. Oh, Robert, I'm sorry, I was tied up. I wasn't able to pick up your call or answer your text or see your mail in your letter in the mail, and all these other ways, right? Or anyway, it's kind of their way of like covering up that they ignored you in the beginning, but now you got them curious. All right, let me find out what it's about. Or maybe there are some cases where legitimately they were busy and now they're getting back to you. So some people I'll give the benefit of the doubt to. Let me see if there's some more questions here, guys. Let's see. Let me refresh the page here. Guys, if you have questions, ask, please. I mean, we've had a lot of questions, which is great, but this is the time for, even if you have a question that you know the answer to, you also have teammates on this Hangout as well, that they would get a lot of value from you asking the question and then me going over the answer, right? So don't always think of the questions that you have yourself. Think of other questions that maybe your teammates may have that'll help them out, or maybe, you know, prospects ask you and you don't know how to respond to it, or there's a rebuttal. What would you do to something like this? So definitely ask. Oh, John, you got a question of the RVM system. We're actually going to be going over all the details in Vegas. So stay tuned for that. I'm glad that you're excited about the RVM system. It definitely is powerful. And we are actually excited to share it. So stay tuned for that. We're actually still, you know, kind of putting everything together and working out a few things to kind of make sure everything's in place. So I appreciate your patience on that and your excitement to get started with that. We're excited as well, like I said, to have the team get started with that also. because the more leads and the more traffic and the more activity and promotion you guys have going on your end, the more it helps the team as a whole. It's a win-win situation. So what I'll do is I'll share some more value with you guys. Oh, so here's another question. What's the best way to speak to someone to get them started with the business or interested in the product? Guys, like I said, the best way to do that is to let the video do it all for you. I simply ask all my prospects, are you familiar with Kangen water? I'm telling you guys, that question will make you a lot of money and have you have a lot of success. Are you familiar with Kangen water or not yet? Because most people aren't, and it's a nonchalant way to invite yourself into the conversation of sharing what that is, right? It's like saying, are you familiar with Power Life Pro or not yet? Are you familiar with eMagic or not yet, right? It's a powerful question because the reason why I add the not yet is because you're about to share with them what that's about. Now, once you ask them that question, you don't want to throw up all over them and tell them all about everything and the excitement. You want to keep your composure. They say, no, I'm not familiar with Kangen water. Then you say, okay, you could either jump right into watch this quick video and let me know your feedback. And you could send them a short demo video that you did yourself, right? You could do a short demo yourself or use one that, that I shared in the Power Life Pro Facebook group or one that you find on YouTube. There are a lot of different options. But what that does is it's a short video to kind of get a quick response. So you guys, as network marketers, we collect decisions, right? So the more decisions that we collect, the more success we're going to have, the more our team grows, and the more results are happening, right? Whether you're interested or you're not interested. That's all I want. I want a decision. What is your decision? I'm collecting decisions, right? So if you send them some content that's quick and something for them to take in and it's of value and they learn something from it and then give you some feedback on it, it's like a micro commitment. And with the Power Life Pro video, that's something that you also want to send prospects as well. You can either do it straight to the Power Life Pro video or maybe share with them a little bit, a short demo first, and then after they see that and they're like, wow, that's pretty cool, well, let me show you more in detail of who we are and what we're doing with this now and see if there's a way for you to get started. Does that make sense? Yes. Well, here's that link. Watch that. And let's connect here. It's 7 o'clock now. Let's connect at 8 o'clock, right? So let me see what else we have here, guys. I have a person that wants to purchase 2 JR2s, but wants to know what the monthly payments will be. He has good credit and is also in the process of buying a house and wonders how detailed the credit check is. He doesn't want to mess up his home purchase process. How can I get this information for him? So Jeff, a great question. Thanks for asking. First thing, I have a person that wants to purchase 2 JR2s. Okay. He wants to know the monthly payments. So there are 2 different avenues when it comes to financing, right? There are the third-party financing companies like Capital One, Advent, there's Prosper, there's the Lending Tree or the Lending Club, there's a few others, right? And these are companies that you can actually either have your prospect fill out the information themselves and apply, or collect the information from your prospect and do it for them, right? Either way, you're getting the person, the prospect, through a third-party financing route. Now, if they go through that route, it does do a soft inquiry, right, on their credit report. Now, somebody who is very, very, cautious about what's going on their credit, and they're doing the home purchase process and things of that sort, there are some lenders that actually won't ding your credit until you actually accept the loan, right? So I would look into that a little bit more as far as the different ones that I named on which ones would actually not affect the credit before accepting a loan, right? And another thing is this, is if they are that adamant Oh, so it wants to know the monthly payments, right? So the monthly payments, what I normally do is I go to the tax calculator, which is inside your eNagic back office, right? So what I'll do is I'll share my screen here for a second, and I'll show you guys. All you want to do, it's very simple. I'll do entire screen, share. You guys should see my screen now. I'm going to go to the browser here. I'm going to go to enagic.com. Whoops, excuse me, guys. enagic.com. And then what happens is you're going to go to the top where it says distributors, and you're going to click on tax calculator right there. So once you click on tax calculator, it'll show you the different machines there, right? So you said the JR2. I would click the JR2, and then what you're going to do is put in an address here, their address, right? So you ask for their address. Let's just do, for example, Orlando, Florida, right? And I'll just put in any zip code, right? And then there's different ways for them to, finance. Now this is with eNagic financing. This is not saying that they are going to go with eNagic financing. This is just what I use as a ballpark, even if they're doing a third-party financing, to give them a number, right? So I would go to the highest extent of term. I believe, yeah, the JR2 can't do the 16 months. It's only able to do 0, 3, 6, or 10. So we'll change this to 10. And then I'll hit check tax. And you'll see it'll show you the 207. That's all I'm looking for at the moment, right? Because I'm not even considering the eNagic financing at the moment. I'm actually just want to give them a number of what it would be on a monthly basis in case we go with a third-party financing company, right? So I'd say about $200 a month, right, for each JR2. And of course, it'll vary a little bit, but that's giving them a little bit of a ballpark, right? So now he has good credit. He'll probably get approved. He's in the process of buying a house. And you know what? If he's not that adamant, Jeff, about, one credit check, to get him approved for a machine and then to get his machine, then, make it happen. Let him know it's a soft inquiry. Let's get you started. This is something that, it's going to benefit you. And let's see, I have, confidence that you'll get approved because you have good credit. Now, if he's very adamant and Robert or Jeff, he says, Jeff, you know what? I don't want anything to touch my credit and that's it. I'm so adamant about it. Then what I would do at that point is I would tell him, all right, you know what? There's one other option. There's financing with eNagic, okay? And you can actually finance with eNagic. They do not do any credit check. They do need your social or tax ID, and that's just for identification purposes, but nothing at all will hit your credit. It doesn't affect your credit at all. And let me get you, and you already told them the monthly amount of what it would be. It would be the same amount monthly, right? And then you tell them, you say, listen, with eNagic, the only thing is, you have two choices. We could do your JR2s with eNagic financing. It doesn't touch your credit. You do have to put a 25% down. Or we could do it with the third-party financing, and you may not have to put anything down. Which one do you like better? So he might at that point say, you know what, let's just do the third-party financing. If he's still adamant, he says, no, you know what, I don't want anything to touch my credit, Jeff. I'm buying this house. I'll go the eNagic financing route. Then there you go. You close the sale. And you ask him for his information. All right, no problem. What I'll do is I'll take care of the paperwork for you, or I'll take care of this for you. I do need a little information from you. First, what is your name? What is your full name, email address, and phone number? Right? I asked them those 3 questions first, guys, because if you start asking all of their, let me open up a new tab here. If you start asking all of their information, guys, then what happens is, you will actually, scare them off. So what I do is when I'm asking them for information, I'd say, what is your name, your full name, right? Because you might know their name, so it's kind of weird asking for their name again. So I always say, what's your full name? I'll make this bigger, guys. 24, right? Okay. What's your full name, email, and phone number? Now, guys, you could simply send them the forms for eNagic and have them fill it out, right? You go to document download, and then you go to the state, US, right here, single payment or eNagic financing. It's the same forms in reality, but either one, you go to eNagic financing and you click on this and you download the form, right? On the top right corner, you just download it. You could send them that form and say, hey, fill this out and send it right back to me. Or you can fill out most of those parts for them and then send it to them to sign it, right? The easier you make it for them, sometimes the better. So this is why I collect their information. And besides, you know, sometimes collecting the information, it works very well too, because if you're going to try the third-party financing as well, then you don't have to ask them for their information if they don't get approved there, or you know, you want to try the Enagic financing afterwards, or you want to go the Enagic financing afterwards. I won't even say try, because Enagic, they will approve everybody as long as the information is there and the down payment is there. You're approved. You know, so full name, email, phone number. Then you wait for response. Then you ask for their date of birth, or you say address and date of birth. You don't even have to say anything. You just say address and date of birth. They get that you're asking for that information. Then you do social security number by itself, wait for response. Then you do driver's license number and license state. They send you that. And that's pretty much it, right? And that's pretty, yeah. Oh, and then the wait for response. And then you ask them for the card number that they want to, here, I'll put it exactly how I write it. What's the card number? What's the card number? What's the credit card number? Or I'll say, what's the credit debit card number you'd like to use for your down payment? Boom, wait for response. Okay, now you'll get some people who give you all this information. You fill it out for them, send it to them to sign it. Boom, done deal, right? They send it right back to you. Then you also have some other people that they get a little, you know, pause on this end, and not really too much, but sometimes. And you could just give them some reassurance. You know, listen, I help a lot of other people. This is only to, you know, help you to get started. Yeah, you're in good hands. Sometimes they just need a little reassurance. So anyway, get past that. Sometimes the card number, when you get up to this part, oh, I don't have the funds right now, or I got to load the funds on my card tomorrow. I'd say, all right, no problem. Send me the card number for now, so at least I could get the forms ready. And then when you have the funds on the card, you give me the green light, then we can send it off to Enagic. Guys, don't let people's objections get to you so much that you buy into them. And you say, oh, okay, let me know tomorrow. Guys, tomorrow never happens. All right, and I say that being sensitive, right? I'm not, you know, in a sensitive way. I'm not trying to say that in a scary way. But tomorrow never happens, guys, with prospects. So when they say, when you get up to this part and they say, oh, I don't have the funds right now on the card, I'm going to load it up tomorrow, and or whatever they say no problem. Send me your card information now. I'll actually get the form ready by tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever you say that it's ready. Give me the green light, then we could go move forward from there. Why is that important, guys? Even if you can't charge it or send it into Enagic right away, because you are gathering more information from them. There's more commitment from their part. You know they're more serious, and it getting you that much closer to closing the sale. Okay, so that was just some, you know, little tips there that I shared that I do with prospects as well, guys, because you want to get people started. You don't want them to give you all these different reasons why, oh, tomorrow, oh, this and that, oh, next week. Tomorrow never happens, guys. I'm telling you. Keep that in mind, and you will close a lot more sales. So where were we? We were actually, oh, so the question, yeah. So do it that way, Jeff. Get them, you know, let them know. Ask him, hey, we have two options. You could do it with a third-party financing. You may not have to put anything down. Or we could do it, and just share that option with him first to see his feedback. Because sometimes if you share both options, he's definitely going to go with the Enagic option. But if you simply say, we have third-party companies, it's a soft inquiry, it's not a big deal, are you okay with at least us seeing what you get approved for, right? Even when you get approved, you don't have to accept it, right? Sometimes that helps, saying that, oh, let's just see what you get approved for. And then once you get approved, we could see the different options, right? You don't have to move forward with it, but let's see what you get approved for. Then if he's saying, oh, I'm totally against anything touching my credit, all of that stuff, okay, no problem. Well, there's two options. We could do that, what I just shared with you, or we could go the Enagic financing route. The only thing is, you got to put a 25% down payment down on the machine. Now, for your machine that you chose, the JR2, it's this much, you know, whatever the down payment was. I think it was, you know, $300 or something like that. JR2, 123 Smith Street, right? Whatever it is. You guys get the numbers right here in the tax calculator, okay? You guys calculate it all here. You don't need to guess. You just put it right in there, the address, hit check tax, and you got it right there. Total down is $587.70, okay? I hope that helped, Jeff. Definitely close those sales and let me know how that works out. Are you recommending buying Facebook, Twitter, etc. ads? Absolutely, Connie. I mean, listen, guys, don't get, too much into that. I mean, it's very effective. You definitely can create a lot of sales through word of mouth, through, talking to people on Facebook, through free advertising. I would say if you get into, that's how I created built my organization, as well as many other leaders. I didn't touch my email list. I didn't touch ads yet. I didn't do anything paid, and I became a 6A, right? From all free methods. Now I'm getting into ads. Now I'm getting into, sharing with my email list, so on and so forth. But Connie, if you are going to get into Facebook, Twitter ads, etc., start with a small budget. Test the different things that you're doing. Marketing is a test. Okay, never put a lot of money into something without knowing how it works. So start it out with a Facebook ad, $5, right? Small. Then the next day, see the results, how effective it was. Do you need to pause some of the ads? Do you want to keep some of the ads running based on how they're converting, right? So there are different metrics. Don't get all, too much into it, although, to the point where, it gets you, it could actually get you to the point where if one way is not working, you get frustrated. Here's the thing about marketing and paid advertising. When you actually spend money in paid advertising, you are looking for data. You are looking for data. You're not necessarily looking for sales right off the bat. You're looking for data. This audience didn't work. This audience worked a little better. This interest worked better. This interest didn't work so well. I hope that helps, Connie. So if you see that you're doing ads and you're getting into paid marketing and you're not getting results, you are actually always getting results. You're just not looking for the right results. You're looking for, what you're supposed to be looking for is data, because then you know how to scale up your ads. If you're looking for sales, you're looking for the wrong thing in the beginning, okay? And that's what gets people frustrated. Oh, I spent, this much money on ads. Well, first of all, don't spend so much money on the ads. Test it out first. And second of all, when you've invested some money into the ads, look at the data. That's what you're buying from Facebook. That's what you're buying from Twitter. So I hope that helps. Great training. Thanks, Susan. Below is a response I received after sharing a VSL with a coworker. How would you respond? I'm not sure how I feel about Kangen water. I have done a little research and I learned alkaline water is very similar. Well, here's the thing. A lot of people feel like alkaline water is the same thing as alkalize water, and they're not. Right? There are videos out there that say, oh, alkaline is not the best for you and this and that. First of all, alkaline water is not the same as alkalize water, right? Our machines produce alkalize water. I know they sound very similar, A-L-K-A-L-I-N-E versus A-L-K-A-L-I-Z-E. Okay, so if you guys want to look more into that, some research, alkalize water is different than alkaline water. Right? It is true it's not good to have too much alkaline water, but the machines produce alkalize water, right? Small difference in the wording, big difference in the meaning. Look it up. Now let me address the prospect's question. I'm not sure how I feel about Kangen water. Now, here's the thing. I mean, I have a couple of questions, Susan, and it does play a big role in how I answer this. Is what information did he see so far? It looks like you said you shared the VSL. So, okay, he watched the PowerLife Pro video, right? And then he said, I'm not sure how I feel about Kangen water. Okay. I have done a little research and I learned alkaline water is very similar. All right, what I would say, what do you think about alkaline water then? Right? He said, I've done a little research and I learned alkaline water is very similar. Okay. We don't want to mess up somebody's perspective. If they feel like alkaline water is great and excellent, that's awesome. Okay. So then what I would ask him, the next question, Susan, is, oh, okay, no problem. What do you think of alkaline water? And he might say, oh, I love it. It's great. It helps your body be more in an alkaline state, and it's healthy, and it helped me, and this and that. And he's selling himself. And then he's already saying that the alkaline water is very similar to the Kangen water, right? That's his belief. I've done a little research already, and I learned alkaline water is very similar. So I would simply ask him, well, great. It is similar in ways. What do you feel about alkaline water? What are your thoughts on alkaline water? And let him answer. And then once he answers, you take it from there. It kind of, each question afterwards does depend on how they respond. If he responds in a positive manner, like I said, I would then say, great. Is this something that you look forward to actually, being able to have inside your house? Or another question would be, great, I'm glad you, are familiar with alkaline water. What machine are you most interested in going with, right? Sometimes when you use the word buying or purchasing, which machine are you most interested in purchasing or buying? Then it kind of makes their subconscious mind think, oh, I'm not buying anything, or I don't want to purchase it. But if you say, which machine are you looking forward to go to, which machine would you like to go ahead with, or which machine would you like to get started with, it's a little easier on their mind, right? And they say, well, I like the SD501. Or you could even tell them, after that question, you could, he may say, well, I don't have much of a budget. I would say the next question would be, well, the machines range from 25 or 15. If he doesn't say he doesn't have much of a budget, that's when I'll mention we have an option of 1,500. If they don't, I normally start at 2,500 to 5,000. So being that he mentioned the budget, just for example purposes, Susan, I would say, well, we have machines that range from 1,500 to 5,000. Let me go back on the, okay, I'm back here. I would say to him, we have machines that range from 1,500 to 5,000. Where between those numbers best fits your budget? Where between those numbers best fits your budget? Okay, I hope you got that. Where between those numbers best fits your budget? So what that's pretty much asking them is between 1,500 and 5,000, what can you do? And if they say, well, I could do 2,500, or I can't even do the 1,500, then you know where to go with that conversation, right? Financing or enagic financing afterwards. I could do the 3,500. Okay, well, that's great. Let's get you started there. That's for the SD501 machine. It's a quality product. You've learned some of it about it in the video. You know the power of alkaline water as you did some research. Let me help you with this. First step is to go to the enagic website. If you're not still on the Power Life Pro website where you choose your machine, let's go to the enagic, or you could simply ask, are you on the Power Life Pro site right now that has you, gives you the option to choose the machine? No, I'm not. I exit out of it, Susan. Okay, no problem. Go to enagic.com. Let me know when you're there and wait for response. Okay, I'm there, Susie or Susan. Okay, now great. Now click on the top right corner. It's you'll see store, and give them the steps and walk them through the sale. Okay, you may have some rebuttals and stuff when it's time for them to enter in their card information, or you may not, and the sale goes through, and they already told you that's the machine that they'd like to get started with. So I hope that helps, Susan. Let's see what else we got here. Somebody says a person purchases, say a person purchases a machine but is not interested in the business opportunity, okay? But a few weeks or a month goes by and they change their mind and want to become a distributor. Isn't the fact that they are a machine owner the only requirement necessary? So is there anything we need to do to get them in Power Life Pro? Great question, Tommy. What I normally do is everyone who gets started in my organization, right, or with me, or how I train others that are on the team like I'm doing right now, is set everyone up as a distributor. Even if they are a customer, they won't know the difference. And the truth is it's the same thing for them. They're enjoying their machine and they have the ability to earn commissions from it. So how I position it, if they are only a customer and they're not interested in the business, I would say, listen, I understand you're more into the product and you're excited about the machine. They do have an option for you to become a distributor. Now, I know you don't want to personally go out there and promote and share. You are just coming on board as a customer. That's great. The thing is that I'm actually actively promoting this business. So with you having your position there as a customer, being that we set you up as a distributor, which by the way is free, it's no extra charge, I'm able to personally place sales under your position and you'll receive checks for that. Are you okay with receiving checks without having to do the sale yourself? Of course. Okay, well, great. Again, you don't have to do any promoting on your end if you are coming on board as a customer. I'm excited to have you, as a customer. You're going to love your machine. Can't wait till you get it. But what we'll do is we'll set up you as a distributor so that you at least have the capability to earn commissions on it with sales that I bring on board, or if later down the line you want to start sharing this and you want to create a little side income, that's all up to you. Does that make sense? Yes. Great. Well, there's some information I do need from you just to set that part up. And guys, by the way, if you take my advice and you ask for the information that I shared with you earlier, you already have the information that is needed for them to be a distributor. Driver's license, social or tax ID. They're most of the time tax exempt, so they would put tax exempt for, or you would put tax exempt for them on that part. Guys, your customer or your person getting started doesn't always have to be the person that's actually on the Enagic site placing the sale. You know how many people that I've personally placed the sale for? I've gathered the information and collected the information from the person and did the sale for them on the Enagic website. That might be a breakthrough for some of you guys right there. Oh, Robert, you mean that they don't have to do it themselves? I could collect their information and do the sale for them and purchase the item for them from the site? Yes, guys, you can. You can do that. And I would highly encourage you, listen, if the customer or the person is willing to give you the information and you ask the way I did and you don't ask all of it at once, because that looks like a lot of information, but if you break it up in pieces, it really helps them to give you information in bits, and it's micro commitments. So once they've given you that information in bits, they're like, man, I already gave all this information, might as well, give them the rest. So you guys can actually purchase the machine for your customer and you do the parts for them. Go to the Enagic site, right? If somebody says, oh, well, I don't have Wi-Fi right now, or my phone isn't working. Some of you guys may say, oh, the sale is done. That's it. I can't get this person started. Robert, their phone wasn't working. I tried to do the sale. Guys, do the sale for them. Hey, Susan, you know what? It's not a problem. If you're having issues with your phone or your internet right now, let me do it from my end. Not a problem. I'm going to the Enagic site right now. I'm going to go to the machine that we spoke about, the SD501. Now I'm going to register you and then start filling in some information. What is your full name? Boom, they give you the full name. What is your email address? Fill it out. What is your phone number? Fill it out for them. When you get up to the card information, what's your card information? I'll put it in for you. You're going to get a receipt and an email in just a few minutes. You guys with me on this? Don't limit yourself to what you can do building this business. Obviously, it would be their information, and you're just making the purchase for them. There are times maybe the card has some, detection of your location, and the card gets declined when you get up to that part. We'll simply let them know, hey, Susan, you know what? I'm up to the part. I entered the information. It does say decline. Don't worry. Sometimes that happens as a fraud prevention or just a security feature you have on your card. Can you quickly just give your bank a call on another line, or if you want to, three-way the call? Either way, can you give them a quick call and let them know to release that or allow the payment to go through, and then just let me know when it's okay and I'll reprocess it, right? So guys, these are just tips. These are things that I do in my business. I hope that helps. So, to answer your question, Tommy, have everybody become a distributor, even if they're only a customer. Because here's the thing, guys. Once you start placing people underneath that customer and they're getting checks, do you think they're going to feel excited about sharing this with other people? Of course. Wow, $340 check, $90 check, $200 check, whatever it is, that's money that's coming in their mailbox, okay? So with that being said, they're going to feel that much more compelled to promote and share, and they're already set up as a distributor, so it's all set up. I mean, the worst thing would be is not setting them up as a distributor, and you're placing sales under their position anyway, and they could be making money, which that could be a big leader. A lot of people start off as a customer and then become a huge distributor, guys. So that's the thing. A lot of your big distributors or leaders on the team that you produce and have that come on board are going to start off as customers, because when you really believe in the product, then you really believe in sharing it with others. Does that make sense, guys? So I hope that helps. And no, Tommy, there's nothing else you need to do for them to get them into the Power Life Pro. What you'll do is you'll go to your links in your back office, right? You go to your Power Life Pro back office. You go to links. Oh, let me share my screen. Sorry. Share screen, entire screen, share, boom. So you go to your links on your back office, and then you go to, it's loading, external sign up page. You just copy, click that button, or just select this and copy it. and send them that. And guys, like I mentioned earlier with the custom video, look at this new button. You could just click right there, and this is the video that normally plays, but you would put your video ID or YouTube video URL, right? So that's all you would put there for you to actually change the video there. So for example, if I go to, let's go to YouTube, or actually I think I have one open here. What's this one? Okay, watch this. If I go to, okay, some deep house music, right? I click right here, boom, just as an example. Then you go to share.
You need a website.
Whoops, excuse me, guys. You go to share, you go right there, take the URL, you go back to PowerLife Pro, put it right in there, and boom, that video shows. Now, would that video convert very well? Maybe because she's there, right? I'm only kidding. And the music is great. But no, you're not going to put this video. You're going to put something that you created yourself, maybe your own demo video or something of that nature. And you just put it right in there and you hit save. And that's it, guys. So that's how the custom video works. So I hope that helps with that, Tommy. Let me know. You just send them that external sign-up link. 3, thank you, Robert. Split testing is a must. Yes, Connie, very true. Very helpful, thank you. No problem, Susan. Are we going to get mobile checkout in shorter steps? Susie, we're looking towards, you know, obviously making things a lot more seamless, a lot more easier for the checkout process, and have things connected with the Enagic site so that, you know, they don't have to copy and paste the sponsor information for it to be connected. So on a daily basis, Adam and the team, myself, the leaders, we're always thinking of better ways and more innovative ways to make things a lot smoother and better. But the truth of the matter is, guys, we have everything that we need to build a successful business here. A lot of us have already proven it, and a lot of you are already in the process of proving it. So guys, I hope you got a lot of value from tonight, answered a lot of questions. If you have some more questions, I'll actually post a replay of this in the Facebook group. If you're watching the replay, simply leave your comment or your question in the comments, and then myself or another leader will get to those questions and have them answered. Hope you guys enjoyed. This is Robert Mercado. I'm going to wrap up this call, and I hope you guys got some value. I'm always excited and pumped to share with you guys and let you know what I'm doing, and so you guys can have success in your business. If you guys haven't purchased your tickets to Las Vegas, definitely do that tonight, guys. I mean, you're really looking at we're on the wire here, so to say. You know, it's coming up. A couple of weeks. Vegas is here. So buy your tickets, powerlifeevent.com. Powerlifeevent.com. Follow the steps 1, 2, and 3. You'll purchase your Enagic convention tickets. You'll purchase your PowerLife Pro event tickets, right? Because we're having a meeting, a training after the Enagic convention that you want to be at. Okay, so guys, pick that up. I'll see you guys in Vegas. We'll see you guys in the next training. Monday to Thursday, we have the 7-figure prospecting calls at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you're inviting your prospects to that call. And I'm actually going to be doing the one tomorrow. And then I believe Aaron Rashkin does the one on Thursday. And on Saturday, we have the new member training, the 9th. Okay, so every Saturday, invite your new people to the new member training. Adam always does a great job, as well as Abby. Abby, the assistant that helps out. She's awesome. Posting each event inside the PowerLife Pro Facebook group. And you definitely want to tag your teammates to that post, guys, okay? So with that being said, this is Robert Mercado. Love you guys. Appreciate you. Share the water. Be excited about what we do. Use the excuses that you would use for not getting someone started to actually getting them started. Share with other people. If they say that they don't have the time, they don't have the money, those are the reasons why you should get started, right? Oh, my internet's not working. Help them out. Get on your computer and help them out. Do the sale for them. If they don't want to become a distributor or they're just interested in becoming a customer, encourage them. Hey, becoming a distributor is free. I'm going to be building this business. I'm going to be placing sales under your position regardless. So, I mean, if you are going to do that, say that. And you don't even have to guarantee or promise it. You could simply say, I'm building this business, and if there are any sales that I bring on board that I place under your position, you'll get paid from that, right? So you don't necessarily have to say you are going to. You could say, if there are sales that I bring on board are placed under your position, you'll get a check for that, right? So you put it in a way that you are not promising or guaranteeing that, but in a way that if you do that, they'll get results from that. Guys, I hope this helped. Love you guys. Have a great night. See you guys in the next training. Later, guys.